Okay, so today I'm going to finally clean up this planter. It's such a lovely pot, but I left these succulents to get overgrown in here, and you can see how untidy they look. Everything's drying up and just so neglected. So I'm gonna take everything out, see what I can use, and just refresh this entire pot. One of the plants that I know I'm going to put in here are these crassula surprise party. Now they get lovely red flowers on the tips, and I propagated this last year in autumn, I think, or maybe mid-year last year. I took cuttings from the main mother plant that's here on the vertical planter, and you can see how that one's fluffed out so nicely after getting that trim and cut back. So yeah, I'm going to use the propagations, and so that's one of the things I'm going to put in the pot, and I'm going to try and keep it pretty simple for this time. I'm not going to put so many plants that I had previously. I did also have some propagations in the back garden, and these ones are looking pretty good, so I'll use some of them as well. So I took some of these ice plant cuttings as well, in addition to the crassulas. That ice plant, it can be a trailing plant, and it might spill over the pot, so I did have quite a bit that I need to cut back. So I took a few of those cuttings, and I've got mostly the crassula here, and I'm planning on putting that at the back of the pot because of the tall flower spikes that's already there. I just hope it doesn't dry up, because I cut it right when the buds were about to open. Succulents are pretty easy, so hopefully cutting them right at this point doesn't affect them so much. So I need to tackle this and cut back what I can. You can see this euphorbia that one's the only one looking good. I think the rest are looking pretty scraggly. You know how I like to get in a before picture, and this is one untidy pot. So that's good to get a nice shot of it, how it looked before, and then when I do a cleanup, I can compare it. First things, I need to cut back all these tall stems. Now, when succulents are overgrown, you can see they start raging, and that is why it's so important to give them a trim back and reset them regularly. Otherwise they get too tall, and the stems don't have any petals, and they get woody also. The stems get really hard, and it doesn't grow. So if I cut out all the succulent rosettes, I can see how it looks, because these will still grow, but I'm not sure. I need to be careful with this euphorbia, because the sap is really toxic, and if I get it on my hand, I need to make sure I wash it properly after. The soil is so compacted in this pot because it's been here too long. I did put some rocks and stuff just to make it look good, but they don't look good anymore. Yeah, and this euphorbia is really stuck in here because it's so dry. Oh, finally got it out. Oh, clean slate. That pot is such a nice pot, but it was all lost and in that corner. And it's quite deep also. And it took quite a bit of soil, which is good. And that's why those plants, they survived so long and did so well in this pot until they didn't look so good anymore. And you forget how good a pot is sometimes, when it's been planted with plants that fall over the side and just cover it up. All those cuttings had quite a bit of roots, which was good. And that's why I like to, propagate and just put them into the ground. I don't take any care. They just grow their roots and they, acclimatize they in the environment. I'm not keeping them in pots or anything. I wanted to put a bunch of these because if they flower, it will look so pretty, and the bees like them too, because I've seen the bees buzz around one of the plants that's in the vertical planter, or I should say the main plant that's in the vertical planter. And these are all ready with their buds now. I used some of these cubic frost as well, just remove the old leaves, and that colors up so beautifully in winter. And as we get cooler now, it will get this beautiful purplish blue color, and that would contrast so lovely against the crassula, which is just that silvery green gray. And my euphorbia is so huge. That's the tallest, and I need some height for this. And essentially, there's not going to be a back part of the pot and a front portion because it's going to be viewable from all around. So I just decided to plant it in the center, so it's not just heavy on one side. Previously, when I had the rocks in there, that gave it a bit of weight to the pot as well. I might have to add a rock to this one as well, but I'll see how I go with the planting first. These ice plants that I took cuttings of, it gets a pretty pink flower in spring, and these are quite mature, so I'm hoping next spring it does bloom. So I'll have blooms now for autumn, and then winter will be a struggling month for this pot. No blooms, and early spring this ice plant succulent will bloom, and then at least there'll still be some flowers here for any of the pollinators. I think I need to, I do need to keep on top of these pots, especially because it's so easy to let them go, especially since they thrive and they'll grow no matter what, with no care, no water, just shoved in a corner. They will still survive and grow and flower, but it just doesn't look as good. So I need to keep changing them up and cutting up and resetting the succulents. This one was left too long, maybe 3 years, I think, in this pot. And almost getting there. I have just one portion of it and it just looks a bit bare on the one side. And now when I look at all of it, it just looks a bit too much of silver gray and the gray green. I just only have the cubic frost there for some color, which still hasn't provided its full color. So on that side, that bare side, I decided to plant this orange or peach succulent. It's called a sunset or sunrise, and this one's got so much color now as well. Since we getting in, since it's cooling down, and that will just give it a bit of a break from this full gray green and silver green. This has done surprisingly well. It's just been, it was excess plants that I had, and I just put it in this pot and threw it in the side, and it's just grown and grown and looks so pretty. And sometimes you don't notice it, especially in summer, because it's just green. But once it starts coloring up, it looks so cute. Right, now you can see there's some contrast to the colors here. Still not as much, but I did say I wasn't going to put too much of plants in this pot. I just want to keep it fairly simple. And yeah, I've just got these there, and I'm going to leave it as it is now. I'm not going to add any more. I just put in some of the little missy on the side, to trail down on one of the sides actually. So I'll see how that goes. And I still had another space there, so I went to find a bit more of the little missy, so I'll have a good chunk of it hanging over on one side of the pot. Yeah, I just did a bit of a cleanup, and I'm happy with this, the way it's looking. We got some height, and we got a spill over there, but I don't think I've got a, what you call a fuller spiller. Oh, I don't have a thriller. Yeah, oh well, my euphorbia can be the thriller. That euphorbia is such a pretty variegated one. So yeah, so now this is so much better. It's not leggy, and that peach succulent looks so cute there. Such a good contrast. A before shot, can you remember? And the after. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little succulent arrangement, a very simple one. So I hope you enjoyed this little video of this succulent arrangement, and I shall catch you again next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.